Hi world, it's the 6th of July 2017, it's about 11:30 in the morning. Mercury has just moved into Leo, a sign that it's not that comfortable with, but this is the precursor of both the Sun and Mars moving into Leo, which is coming up over the next couple of weeks. The Sun is now getting closer and closer to Mars. Both of them now are opposite Pluto. Mars is pulling away from opposition to Pluto. The Sun is getting closer to opposition to Pluto. So it seems to me that the ongoing sense of trepidation is continuing. I know there's been a lot more earthquakes this morning, some pretty big ones as well, especially around the Philippines, and there's various floods happening and landslides happening all around the world. On the one hand, of course it's a tragedy. On the other hand, the fact that so many little to medium things are happening kind of says there's an element of slippage which may preclude something big happening. Fingers crossed. The conjunction of the opposition of the Sun to Pluto in some 3 or 4 days' time, coupled with the full moon, should represent the peak of this sort of Pluto opposition activity. And after this, it will die down at least until the end of this month. Then the Sun and Mars are going to get closer together and closer together. And I do a lot of videos for people for their monthly forecasts. And in a lot of the forecasts I'm doing, the period around the 26th, 25th to about the 30th of July, when the Sun and Mars are exactly together, is actually shaping up to be a really interesting time. And I have to be honest, in most people's charts, this seems to be something really, really positive. If you're one of these people that's got planets at the start of Leo and they're relatively healthily aspected, then the end of July seems to be a good time. Cautious optimism. We'll talk about that one closer to when it happens. But today, Mercury has moved into Leo. The moon is in Sagittarius. There's becoming more and more of a fire energy out there at the moment, with the moon and the node in Leo, with Uranus in Aries and the moon and Saturn in Sagittarius, with both the Sun and Mars getting ready to move into Leo as well. Definitely a fiery, feisty energy coming up. I don't normally pay that much attention to the elemental balance, but at this time with a lot of fire energy coming up, yeah, it's going to be much more of an assertive and projective time, I think. That brings me to the second part of today's video. This is just a bit of basic astrology here. A number of people every time I do a monthly video, people say to me, Steve, I'm a Pisces, but I've got Leo rising. Which video should I be looking at? Should I be looking at Pisces? Should I be looking at Leo? Now, sometimes it's different for everyone. No horoscope is the same. That's what makes everybody different. It may be that you're a Pisces with lots of squares, oppositions, conjunctions to your Sun in Leo, in Pisces, and your Ascendant in Leo has got no aspects at all, in which case obviously you're going to read the Pisces bit. It may be that your Sun in Pisces is in the 12th house and it's got no aspects at all, whereas the Ascendant is really dynamic, in which case the Leo part is going to be as important, if not more so. But as a rule of thumb, I always advise people to read the Sun sign first, because the Sun in one's horoscope is about core. It is about identity, individuality, sense of uniqueness, sense of self. It is one's basic individuality. It's untouchable by anyone else. Whereas the Ascendant, it's like the armour you put on as you go outside the front door. It's not the way you are. It's the way you're seen as being once you're out there in the world. It's not the way you project yourself, because that's the midheaven, but it's the way the outside world sees you at the minute by minute, day by day level. So to continue this analogy, you might be a quiet, shy, retiring Pisces, but if you've got Leo on the Ascendant, once you go out there, hey, you're Marilyn Monroe, you're Brad Pitt, you know, you've got the big hair. That's for Leo rising. The Ascendant is the way you deal with the outside world at a minute by minute level. So there's a case for reading both, but always look at the Sun sign, I think. No void moon today. Moon's really nicely in Sagittarius. Coming up to conjunct Saturn in about 24 hours time, and trine Uranus I do expect today to be quite a stimulating and positive day, but there are these undercurrents out there of subversiveness and underground movements. We're not out of the woods yet, but today's a good day. Catch you later, world. Bye.